I thought we were done with you in London.
I know. That's what everyone said.
I know. And as you've been going around to all these meets, the questions aren't going to change at this
No.
point.
How does it feel to be back in Santa Clara? How does it feel to be back in the water? Are you happy?
Why don't you just start with that?
No, you know, I think we've been coming to this meet for a long time, and you know, being able to come back here, you know, I've had so many great memories in my career, and you know, I can remember so many challenging swims here, but great swims here, and you know, it is always nice to be able to come to sunny California and swim outside, and be able to swim with the fans that we have here. You know, there's always a great support system that comes in the stands here whenever we're here, and just excited to hopefully swim faster than I have been.
Hey, Michael, Colin with ABC7. I talked to you here 3 years ago, and of course you're looking forward to London, and kind of sense that you were looking forward to that kind of being the end. What brought you back? Is it the coaching? I know it's still going, that organization of someone being on you that you missed. What was it?
I mean, it's just it's very hard to not have something a part of your life that has been a part of your life for so long, and you know, it's you know, we've said it so many times, you know, over the last couple of press conferences, is it feels good to be able to do it on kind of your own terms, and you know, I know that my mom wanted me back in the water as much as anybody else did, and probably even more, and you know, I just had to kind of find it on my own, and you know, I am enjoying this a lot more. You know, there are some times that are very challenging, and you know, I found those times in Colorado when we were training there over the last couple of weeks, but you know, I am smiling a lot more, and I am having fun, and I think that's the biggest and most important part.
Michael, Vern Glenn, KPIX TV, as one who has been to the mountaintop, seen it all, got the t-shirt, yada yada yada, how is it that you challenge yourself?
I mean, there's a challenge in everything that I do, and I'm a very competitive person, and there are still things that are still unfinished that I want to accomplish, and you know, it's you know, at this point, it's, you know, it really is just having fun. You know, I mean, you can ask him. I mean, I haven't smiled this much in the pool during workouts in a long time, so you know, it is just, you know, enjoyable for me to be in the group that we have, to be back with Bob. You know, our group is something different that I'd never experienced before. You know, being able to have so many high-level swimmers that we have, you know, from all over the world. It's great being able to get in the water every day, and you know, we're all kind of the same, that neither one of us want to lose to one another. So, you know, we are kind of pushing each other every day, and which is awesome.
As a swim father, what do you tell some of these young swimmers out there that are going to see this, who see that 7 a.m. time come up, and it's like, oh, I got to go to another grueling practice day after day. I mean, to kind of have them just keep after it.
I mean, I think it's just like anything else that you do in life. It's, you know, everybody has a certain goal that they want to accomplish in whatever they do, and there are sacrifices that you do have to make from time to time, and you know, for swimmers, that is getting up at 6:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning and going to the pool. You know, it's not always glamorous, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, you do feel like you have gotten something done, and I think that's something that's special about our sport.
Rick, I remember with AP. Michael, have you thought about like where you want to be at the end of the summer, where you want to be at the end of the year, or are you sitting?
I mean, I'd like to see where I am at the end of this meet first. You know, to be honest, you know, obviously it's you know, we'd like to continue to make steps in the right direction and swim faster and faster, but also just work on the technical things. You know, I think that's something that you know, I'd like to see more of, you know, having a controlled stroke, having a stroke that I know how to do, and you know, get in and out of the walls like I know how to. You know, I think it's really the small things that I'd like to work on getting back, and you know, it was fun to, you know, to be able to swim in Colorado and kind of get that competitive juices flowing a little bit the last day when. I'm sure you guys saw the Instagram photo of Yannick and I. We went at it in 100 free, so it was fun to sort of get up and challenge myself, so I think that's a good thing for me, and hopefully I can come out of this meet with positive, positive swims to help move me forward to take one step closer to nationals.
Michael, is part of the happiness that you're not placing the sort of expectations on yourself or the national media that you have in years past, that let's just kind of see how I do? You're not thinking this many gold medals.
I mean, I'm doing this because I want to, and that's the only reason. If you guys want to put pressure on doing this time or this medal or that medal, then that's your own choice. But I'm enjoying this process that we're going through, and we're just having fun.
Michael, can you describe your emotions, if you can even think of what they were like, the moment that you got back in the pool in North Baltimore with Bob, and you knew that you were going to come back and just take this journey a little farther?
It wasn't really like right when I got back in, I knew I was coming back.
I think it was like, ouch, this is really hard.
Yeah, it was. I'm 20.
I don't know that it was that joyful.
No.
This week or two.
It was. I'm 25 pounds overweight. This is really like brutal. Like I'm carrying so much extra weight than I normally would carry in the pool. But just it was really just. I think I've said this a lot, but it's not like really pulling teeth like it was leading into London. It was challenging, at times for me to get up and for me to actually jump in the water and swim, and it sometimes days here and there it is tough, but I think as a whole I am enjoying this experience a lot more, and when I got back in, I was just getting back in for shape. I was trying to get back into shape and trying to lose some weight and just to be healthier and be happier. And obviously after a certain extent, I kind of enjoyed it more and more. And Bob and I really just left things open. We weren't deciding anything right from the get-go of what we were going to do. We were just going to go through the motions and see what happens. And if I did decide to return to the sport competitively, then that's what we were going to do.
And just as a follow-up, you 22 medals, more than any human ever in history of Olympics and sport. It sounds like you're telling us that you're not worried about setting yourself up for failure here. Whether you make it to Rio or not right now is new.
It's one thing I always found amusing. It's like, I am doing this for me, and I am doing this because I enjoy it. The expectations I put on myself are the things that I put on myself, and it's always funny. You always get a question like that, or a question like, what will this do for your legacy? It doesn't matter. I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and that's the only reason. Whatever you guys take, whatever you guys will, the American public says it will or won't do for my legacy, that doesn't bother me. I'm doing this because I enjoy being in the water, and I'm enjoying competing, and that's the only reason why I'm here.
Michael, when you're swimming longer sets in the pool, what are you thinking about?
Nothing. Sometimes it's brutal how painful it is, but or why is he making us do this? But other than that, it's I guess now I do kind of think more of about my stroke and about how my technique is, because it is challenging for me to sort of get everything back, and it's coming back slowly, but I really don't think about much when I'm training.
Coach, how's the process been for you?
It's actually been rather enjoyable. In contrast to maybe some previous years, it's been actually great to see him. The thing I like the most is he's just enjoying the swimming. Michael's someone who, when I first met him, he wasn't famous. He didn't have a lot of medals. He's a little kid who loved how to swim, loved swimming, and knew how to do it quite well for whatever reason. But now he's kind of like that. It's sort of like he just has a joy about him when he's doing it, and that makes it fun for me.
Michael, how much do you contribute nutrition as part of your success? I know Derek Torres just kind of goes on.
I mean, my diet has changed a little bit. I mean, I eat a lot healthier now, just cleaner. I eat a lot more vegetables, a lot more salads. I mean, I'm not putting junk into my system, as much as I did growing up. But I mean, I think just at the time, for me being a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, I was burning so many calories that, I needed that stuff to really keep and maintain weight. So I think at this point it's just, I'm trying to stay at a certain weight and just trying to make sure I get all of my nutrients that I need. I eat a lot of fish, I eat a lot of chicken, I eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit. It's just a more clean diet.
Bob, you have compiled some world-class swimmers in North Baltimore. As Mike
Couple.
alluded to or
Right.
referred to. How has that changed what Michael does in training? I mean, you guys did that a little bit in
Yeah.
Michigan, but it didn't last long.
I don't know that it's changed what he does. Probably how he does it has changed because there's more competition. And there's certainly more energy, on a daily basis to go a lot faster than maybe when you don't have those guys together. It has its pluses and minuses, right? It's like everyone's like, oh, these training sessions must be great. But I'm like, yeah, on a given day, about 3 of them have a problem and can't train the way you want to. 3 of them are tired, and 3 of them are really good. So it's like anything else. We try to get as many of them going as we can on a given day, but sometimes it's a struggle. But it's really fun to have them, and I think they just lend a different perspective on the sport and different levels of expectation, which are very good.
Hi, Michael. I'm Eve from Eve and Candace on Twitter and YouTube. You previously stated that your goal when you were younger was to change the sport of swimming, and you've certainly done that. I'm wondering what you think can still be done to continue to grow the sport, especially in the United States.
I mean, I think there are still a lot of different things to be done. I'm not 100% sure on what exactly they are. This is a sport that has offered me so many things and has let me experience so many things. And I think the first thing that should be done is more kids should be able to be water safe. I think that's something that's very important that needs to be done. I think we're losing too many kids in drowning incidents throughout the year, and that should be the number one priority. But this sport is just, for me and my family, and I think for everybody that has been a part of it, it's an amazing sport, and I think other people should realize that and should come out and support us. We do have a great team. We have a great national team that is very dominant, that should be recognized, and people should come out and support us. So I don't know, there are a lot of things that still can be done, and that's to really realize what those things are and to find out what they are. But that has been my goal since I started, and until I think it's reached the level that it can, which I'm not sure that I'll ever give up on the goal that I have to continue to change the sport.
Michael, do you have in your mind events, at least just this summer we're talking about, not looking too far ahead, do you have events that you want to swim, that you feel that's what you want to do, and events, maybe the 400 IM, that you just don't want to swim?
I mean, I'll tell you that I'll never swim that race again. I mean, I think that's a safe one to say, right?
I've heard you say things in London. And
I know, but I think that one's pretty safe.
That one's safe.
I think that statement is
We did one too many of those, maybe two too many.
pretty safe that you won't see me entered in one of those events ever again. I mean, I don't know. It really just depends on how things go. Obviously there are things that I enjoy to swim and things I love to compete against. There are events that I love to compete in. But I think it really just depends on how things go leading up to nationals.
I just think each meet, like this meet, is going to swim a 200, see what happens. We have no
I have two
idea.
200s here.
You did one in Charlotte, but maybe 3 might be better. Try a 2 IM, see what happens. Maybe try 2 100s in the morning and at night, see what happens. So we're just kind of experimenting, I suppose is the right word.
Are you making him work on his relay start?
Not yet, but we're thinking about it. She likes our video, where we had the scene on the relay start where you threw the Gatorade ball out.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Good times.
That's why in the past I've usually led off. So hopefully that one still continues.
You guys all
I'll just ask
Yeah.
one more if you don't
Yeah, yeah.
mind. Give us in this brief time of coming back, Michael. Give us a high and one low.
I mean, it's pretty brutal getting up early. It's still a challenge.
Yeah. Still not nice in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, we used to always have a kind of a guideline that we had to follow, that we weren't allowed to communicate before 8 o'clock.
That's right. Practice starts at 7.
And we can't communicate with each other until 8. I mean, unless I come in and I'm like super peppy and chirpy and I'm like talking the whole time, but that doesn't happen very often. I mean, the high point is just being back, just being back in the pool. You know, like I said before, this has been a part of my, really a part of my life for so long. You know, I think this is the going on the 22nd year being in the sport. So you know, it's been a part of my whole entire life, and yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to be able to be back into the pool, whether it's competing or just working out for exercise. You know, I think this is something that, you know, as much as I say I can't wait to be done and can't wait to be out of the pool, I think that's just a lie. You know, as much as I try to stay away from the sport for as long as I can, you know, something keeps drawing me back into the water. So, yeah, I mean, this is it's been, you know, like I said before, something that's been great for me and has been an amazing part of my life that will always be a part of my life.
And just as one, that was awesome. Just one follow. We have a high school student here from the special program that we do in the summer, and she's only asked one question, so I'm putting her on the spot.
All right.
Bob,
Yeah.
in No Limits, you said that if you ever got a horse that kicked you, you would name it Michael.
Hey, we've had a couple horses and he still hasn't named one Michael.
I haven't
yet.
one name on Michael, but we do have a 2-year-old we just named Water Cube, so you can watch out for him hopefully in this summer. And we have a 3-year-old named By 100th.
Yeah.
So those are kind of swimming names. We haven't named one Mikey yet.
I don't know. That's too much
He'll have to
pressure
be
on the
fast
horse.
and mean.
Yeah. He'll have to be have a big attitude problem, and he'll have to be very quick. So we'll have to see what happens.
Michael, I showed up late, and excuse me if you've addressed this before, but you just mentioned this is your 22nd year of in pursuing this sport. How do you keep motivated for yet another run at it?
I mean, it's just I just love being in the water. You know, I'm a very goal-oriented person and always have been, and that's just kind of how I work. And you know, I can pick something and set my mind to it, and not let anything stand in my way of me being able to achieve that. And whatever that might be, you guys won't know until it happens. That's kind of how I've always done my career and everything. You know, it's, you know, I know there are people who can help me get there, and the people who can help me get there are the ones who know what the goals are. And you know, Bob, for this sport, he has helped me achieve everything that I've ever wanted to. So you know, he's pretty much the only person that knows what my goals are, and he knows how to take me there.
In other words, you're not ready to divulge what those goals are right now.
I've never told what my goals were. I've never talked about the goals that I have in the sport of swimming in my whole entire career. I've never publicly said anything about what I want to achieve in the sport personally, and I have no reason to start now. I always let my swimming do the talking.
Last one right here.
So I'm Jacinta from Mosaic for the San Jose Mercury News. And so, do you have any advice for aspiring professional swimmers, for maybe high schoolers and middle schoolers who really want to look into professional swimming?
I mean, the biggest thing and the easiest thing that I've really learned, you know, over the last 2 years is just enjoy what you do. You know, it shouldn't feel like a job. You know, it's, you know, sure, I've been professional since I was 15, but you know, it's you know, now it's just enjoy. You know, I'm enjoying what I'm doing more and more. You know, it's not I'm forced to do something, or I'm forced to do this or that. It's I'm doing it because I want to, and I think that's something that everybody should do.
You know what I tell these guys about professional swimming? Being a professional doesn't mean you get paid. It means that you do your top quality of work when you don't feel like it. That's what professionals do. They give their best effort. They give their top quality efforts, even when they don't feel like doing it. That's the definition of a professional. If you get paid, that makes it nice.
It's definitely
an added bonus.
It's an added bonus for sure.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.